Let's we're gonna save this, I think, for Monday.
Yeah. Is the deadline passed for the problem of the week?
It has not passed.
Yeah. Can I tell you what I think it is?
Yeah.
I don't want to reveal it.
There were a set of directions was write your solution on a piece of paper and show it and turn it in.
Okay. I'll rewrite it real fast. So that's a piece of paper. Yeah, but I'm not going to turn it like one of those. I did it in the margins of my packet.
Oh, got it. Take a picture of an email.
Well, it's kind of split among several pages because I had to rewrite it while we flipped pages.
Got it.
I'll rewrite it. It's fine.
Pardon the interruption. At this time, any seniors that have not had your picture taken or having picture retakes done, please report to the auditorium. Any seniors with picture retakes or having your picture taken, please report to the auditorium. Thank you.
I'll deliver my answer later. I mean, we can tell that it's like the hair color. Yes. Those numbers make sense. It's a lot more natural. Maybe I just go back to like, what does that mean? What does that mean? We did it too quickly.
Yeah. But I mean, that doesn't mean it would look bad. I don't think you should do it. Like,
It would be a lot of
your hair is not built for that.
They should moisturize.
Oh man, but I baked something that wasn't macarons last night. It was so much
See, you got it all.
macarons is a coconut cookie. Macarons is the almond flour.
I didn't answer it.
Oh, you haven't done it?
No, like
sorry.
no, you're good. It's not even like instead of my mentality, I don't want that to be like tons of extra work. So it's like if the student's answer makes sense, right? Like I'm gonna look at your work and decide does your work make sense more than.
You don't own white shorts? I own many. Did I do it? I always get to do a fun little thing.
Identical to it. I bought one identical to it. It's like really the power. I call this one. You did. White polo and I draw a walk out on it. It's frightening. Homework's due today, right?
Homework is due today.
Yeah, Peyton, it's on the board. I don't know where
It's been due every
I was thinking,
Friday.
yeah.
Sometimes it's. Okay, well,
That's my
I don't know, I mean, it's the few other work that we do on Monday or something.
Oh, that's fine. That's a trip, isn't it?
Yeah.
I did.
They weren't
I
seeing days like Thursday.
I didn't put it on
I'm not sure what the quality is.
When I get a fry, when I get sure. I thought it was good.
You just decided.
It's the best I had. Yeah. And then he claims he can't move. He literally said he was coming.
All right, guys. I gave you what would be the new homework to packet yesterday, right? I still have extra copies if you didn't grab one yesterday or you weren't here yesterday. A reminder that if this is turned in by Tuesday when you guys start the test, and you do better than on another homework that you brought, that it comes from the first so far, right? It can replace a current homework grade if you do better on it than said homework. Everybody good? Okay, I did get the test yesterday evening. I'm all 3/4 of the way working my answer key to it. I think it's very, very fair. I think there are problems in here that are pretty darn close and cover very similar content. Okay, so in terms of this would be a wise decision to get ready for the test. Okay, a reminder that your tests will be Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, having seen it now, I can tell you that you're actually going to do problems 2, 3, and 4 on the block day, and problem 1 is significantly longer than the other 3. So that's the one I'm going to put on the day where you have more class time to do it. Does that make sense? Okay, or more average class time. The test has 4 questions, but 4 questions, part A through F, etc. Okay, so it's more like 24 to 26 questions. Okay, not all of them are super long. In fact, this one I think scaffolds the questions for you pretty well. So budget-wise, you should budget about 30 minutes per question on the block day. Okay. Each question is worth 67 points. The test is worth 200. I will take the 3 highest of those 60. So each question is 67, right? So if you do 4 times 67, it's more than 200, right? I drop whichever question you score the lowest on, but the questions are graded in aggregate. Does that make sense? Okay. So what that means is if you have one question that's really throwing you for a loop, you don't need to stress about it, because for one question, that's not that big a deal. Okay, because that'll just be the one we drop. In terms of how to manage kind of the anxieties and stuff that might be coming up for the test. Are we good?
Pardon the interruption. At this time, any student that has not had their picture taken or needs a retake of their pictures, please report to the auditorium.
I was going to ask about the test accommodations.
If I didn't, so I said at the very beginning of the school year, how you get your test accommodations, you have to go through the Office of Accessibility and all that kind of stuff. If I haven't received the letter from the Office of Accessibility from Columbus State, I cannot give you so if you did that process, you should have in your Columbus State email a letter that tells you, that you can show me, that gives you testing accommodations. If you didn't do that process, I can't give you those accommodations.
I just did that a while ago. They said they'd email me within the next 2 or 3 days.
So as soon as you get that email,
I'll check at lunch.
you bring it to me, or send it to me, is fine. Then you and I will sit down and have a conversation. Okay? Are we good? All right, let's put you into groups for the last 2 problems. I do want your homework. My intention is to grade your homeworks now so that you guys get them back and have the feedback on them to study for the test over the weekend, right? Because if you're waiting until Monday night to start studying, you're in trouble. Every good? It was on board, so we appreciate it.
I found a good version.
It should have been on board.
1,282
It's more the same, so it's hard to get to this. I'm not sure. Like if you look at it, it's
Explain how you
similar
do
to
it.
the rest of the other ones you did.
I used to write it and do the math, right? For these
I
problems,
just
you just
did
have
it.
to do the math,
Better
right?
safe
You don't
than
have to
sorry.
Your math kit can be an
I just
explanation.
wanted to make sure.
It's fun, I get to go home and then figure out tonight, if the trip's still late, I made this actually, like, some kids have been destroyed.
Yeah.
I eat 5% Thursday also.
Heads. So suit. Spades together, hearts together, diamonds together, clubs together. And please drop your homework at the table so I can grade it. Like I said, you'll have it back today.
Sam, you have a diamond.
Oh, you don't?
It's a yes or no question. Is that a yes or no, or is it a no? We asked a yes or no question. You guys said yes or no.
On average, how much water would each person use? It was 1.2 regular liters for this.
much water, yes, you're right, that's, no, this number is per person, we need to make it for, the number of people. That's, so, okay, so then we can multiply that by 1.35 million, or million.
That by 3.8 liters per gallon.
No, 10 million. Is that right?
Okay, that gets us liters of water, and then we need to add 0.7 milligrams for every liter of water, it's gonna be 0.7 milligrams fluoride. That's right. Per liter. And then, that is 1 kilogram per 1,000 kilograms. And then 2.2 pounds. That'll get us fluoride in pounds.
Alright, so.
How much do we get?
We need pounds.
13 million number times 3.7.
We should convert
That's, yeah, I think I'm just double checking.
over 1 million.
Times 2.2. Yep, times 2.2. About 81,000.
Do times 2.
Pounds of fluoride.
We want milligrams to kilograms.
It's actually never got rid of it.
Grams first, so
And then did you do,
Great.
Bouillon.
How much is a pound of cotton worth?
wait, what did you?
One ounce of cotton is worth about $9. I think the number $9.5. So that would be that times 16 is the value of a pound of it.
It might be a million.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could, what number is that? That's, I know that's the actual, like, thing of Columbus.
Then we just need to switch the liters into gallons so that we can find out the amount of total fluoride. And 1 kilogram of 1,000 grams. This is just grams. Yeah, that's why, yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, I think it's 62, 5.
Yeah. No, that's right. I mean, if you look at the conversion,
It's just gonna be that.
1,000 grams per kilogram and it's
But it's gonna
1,000
be,
milligrams
yeah,
per
it's gonna
gram.
be times 1,000. So
Right, so
62,000.
that's
500.
kg per liter. So we have to convert that.
And the next one will be times 60 again.
Then we're converting that into pounds. So times 2.2.
That is 62 million.
What is this, gallons per day?
Yeah. We have to convert the liters into gallons, so usually, so.
Gross domestic product is the total monetary value of all goods and services produced in the country's water resources. Is a key measurement of economic activity of your country.
Okay, so we're converting into pounds for the top numbers.
Well, country.
So we're converting into gallons. Oh. All right, so
Spain.
our answer here, right, is 7 times 10
Spain,
is 7.
GDP, 2024.
Yeah. Because we're essentially
According
divided
to
by 10.
tradingeconomics.com.
And that number is in kilograms per liter, and we need it in pounds per gallon. So,
Gross domestic product in Spain was,
And then.
that's really interesting. It put it as Well, that was, that's dollars, so, we would convert it into some value of platinum, so if we wanted to do a pound of platinum, how many pounds of platinum would that be? So then we would just divide by 15,000, but we could also do like, because it's a trillion, we might wanna do, no, we'll just do the 15,000 per pound.
So, 19.
Okay. So we should get,
Well, wait, $1 trillion. And then, yeah, just divide by
56
15,000.
point 93 pounds.
2, 6, and then we get the pounds.
Okay. So we're at 524 pounds. Okay, so it would just be,
Trillion.
No, when you say calendars, the same week.
I got, 107 million.
I do agree with that.
1,724,1
Because we have 2.6
pounds. Equals 1 billion. Is it pounds platinum divided by your answer. That many pounds of platinum. So
That's 1 pound, so we divide 1 million by 2,000. Yeah,
What's the-
we'll do 16K, but yeah, right now.
Wait, how many grams? Probably not. I'm gonna do 453.592 grams. And then we'll do,
Because this is the one million
that
dollars
times
added to 400 per liter of water.
21.45 grams to get the number of cubic centimeters. Wait, no.
Oh, yeah, no, I just said that.
We're gonna divide that, sorry.
4 pounds.
Centimeter cubed
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
21.45 grams.
Alright, so then we're just multiplying this by 1,000.
And then we'll probably wanna convert those centimeters into. doesn't have that many. Hold on.
That's 25 kilometers.
It's 100.
Okay, I think their GDP is 1,000, no, it's 1,752,000
Okay, whatever. 2 million.
in millions.
277,000.
Which is
197
That's what five is.
meters.
Or millions of dollars. Should line up with the
Oh, we should do shoes. Should we do shoes?
So then that divided
So. And then we'll.
You could work on next week's homework if you wanted to, and like, I don't think shoes will prepare you for the test as much as that homework packet will. So I feel like you're better off prioritizing getting that homework packet for next week done.
then we divided by 1,000, so 16,000.
Thank you. Make sure you turn in your green, or if you had one of the ones I screwed up on white packets. So I think you guys all got green. I didn't put enough green paper in the printer when I think you're better off prioritizing doing that other homework packet towards,
That is
I think that'll prep you for the test better. Doing shoes is so similar to, yeah, you got it early. Just not everybody got a copy because they weren't here or whatever, that's it.
That is, 109 million pounds of blood.
And is the lowest 3 homes that get dropped?
Reloads that get
Trying
dropped.
to convert these
And remember
pounds to
that
grams.
the test prep packet
And
can
that
replace,
accounts for the fourth, yeah.
that could count as a fourth kind of.
Yes.
Well, it's actually even better because it works, if you get it a 10 out of 10, it improves your grade rather than dropping just doesn't hurt your grade.
Yeah. Because I mean, now if I for some reason it was 0 somehow, it wouldn't replace anything, it just wouldn't exist. So it can only.
I always try for that. Like, I try to find as many ways to help you guys as I
We
can.
have pounds into kilograms.
I very much appreciate it.
Actually, oh my god.
No.
Can I ask why I got a 0 to 2 like this?
Because there were 2 years total and you had to do it at 6% and then 7%. I wouldn't ask a question, let's just repeat what was given you in the questions.
Okay, so
So the whole idea is if you had a 6% increase and then a 7% increase, what would the overall net change be?
1 point.
And that's why I was, I thought that that's what I was
Yeah,
doing.
but so what is the actual change? Is it more than, no, it's this times this because it's over 2 years.
GDP of
and I go,
Yeah, so they were looking for 13.4%.
oh,
They-
so
like,
13
the-
is wrong, but 13.4.
Correct. The idea is also recognizing that you don't just add the 6 and the 7.
Oh,
That
So-
that's because they compound on each other, that it's.
even if I showed that I knew the math in the first problem, if I still didn't do the 0.4 in the second problem, I'd get it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
In general, you need, like, yes, that would come into play.
So even if I show I know what I'm doing, it still doesn't count.
You didn't show that. You should be the wrong answer. You need to, yeah, you need to
I
show.
mean, if the equation is right, but the answer is wrong, then.
So, think of it this way, the 1.06 times the 1.07, right? You got 1.1342. From there, how does that turn into 13.4%?
Because that's 113, and if you take out the 100, because that's
So
already in
did you
the
show the
difference.
take out the hundreds?
No, because I thought that's just implied.
Never think that something is.
Oh. Okay. And then for this,
Well, that one, the right answer was 100. So, like, and I don't know what you did wrong because I can't see what you did. I just see a number written down. I don't see any reason behind that.
Quick question for you. For C, do you want more than 13 for that one? Is that what it
You
was?
needed to do, because what you needed to do is like when you, I don't know.
I didn't put the decimal there because what I was thinking of is you can't have 0.42 of a car robbery
But
or
it's,
car
but
theft,
it's
but
not,
it's not.
it's a
not-
percent, yes.
Yeah, and
that's
so
what the
I
issue
carried
is.
that over
That is
from the
what
one
the
before.
issue is, yeah.
Yeah, so I get that. I do have a question on B. Did I get the?
You don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
No, okay, so here's what we know. So, are you with me that after leaving each house, she has 133% of the candy that she had beforehand.
Yeah.
So what you have is 1.33 times the candy beforehand gave her the 177.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You with me?
Yeah. I
And,
was just.
and then
trying-
you had to do that, you essentially had to do that twice.
Yeah.
So like she got 33% more and then another 33% more.
Gotcha. So I got the correct answer, but not the right.
No, that's not the correct answer.
Okay.
So
Because I.
you would need to take this divided by both of those.
Oh.
So when you did this, that 1/3
Yeah.
is of the new amount, not of the old amount. Remember, percentages are always on the original amount, okay?
Yeah.
And so what you have is 133% of the first house,
And then 130% of that. Okay.
and then you're working backwards
So I
from
need. So I
that.
would need to take 177 and divide it by 1.33.
Divided
And
by
divide by
again.
100. Okay.
Yeah. You should get 100.
We're in name.
That's a lot.
It's a big difference.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
what's the volume?
Cool?
Volume. And what is 0.34? Cubic meters. Cubic meters. We're trying to find it's 0.34. Because this goes further. This goes to
But you're going from a
this is
10,000
10,000.
you just divided by a million. You only have one cube. You need to.
Wait, divided by a million. It's divided by 10,000 then million. Because you're converting first in meters then in kilometers.
It's 1,000.
Yes, and you oh wait, you cube. It's so that's even bigger.
Your pen number should be like.
I see it every time I go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what class would you like to?
What then what you have currently?
No, because it should be smaller than what I have here actually. Because this is I only squared this.
Just wanted to clarify.
Above like this one square.
I'm not quite sure what it
But-
is.
You
But
understand,
you,
right?
but your, what you should have is 1,000 cubes.
I don't even know where that came from.
I see.
Oh, so you only converted into meters.
So what did you do to get that number?
I converted it to meters and then I converted it to meters to kilometers.
So then if you convert from meters to kilometers, you get that super tiny number would have been 1,000.
Just,
Yeah.
It would have been, that is not really,
this is what
that is, that's a
Oh,
billion.
I thought you
So I'll convert it just to meters.
it's 1.13, so it'll be 13.
Okay, so how is
Yeah, no.
how is that
because
communicated here besides just an answer?
I see.
Like you gotta show your work. You gotta show where that came from. So really what you did was 1.1342 minus 1. So you took away the initial 100%. Okay? So that you only had the increase. And take that out to 0.4. Make it 13.4. The reason being, the crux of this question is that it's not just 6 plus 7. It's actually more than 59%. Because they want you to see that when it's a 6% on one total, is then 7% is on that new total.
Because it shows you're not just adding anything.
So it wasn't just a
It would be
13% increase, 4%.
13.4, so that is.
But right, but like you also need, you can't just write down numbers, you've gotta show where they're coming from, okay? So if you would have done 1.1342 minus 1 equals 0.134 or 42, and call that 18.42%. That justifies where is that coming from. Okay? Because like if you wrote that on the test, even if you had it everything, even if you wrote the 13.42, the way the rubric will read for me is it'll tell me, give 2 points for this part of the work, give me 2 points for this, give me 2 points for this. You can have the right answer and get 2 out of 9 points for a question.
Okay. I will keep that in mind and I'll check my email.
Yeah, and they would have sent it to your Columbus State email.
Your Outlook
Okay,
email.
and Xavier, that's not my choice, I have to follow the policy. So if you have to.
I was just asking,
Yeah.
if I were to like
So
bring that
so
on.
what'll happen then is as soon as you get back, you're gonna sit down, you and I will just have a one-on-one chat about the logistics of it. Because what'll likely happen is I'll ask you to say, can we do 2 questions instead of 3 on that first day? And then you do the rest of it instead of that.
Yeah, we found a study told me right after this week, so. I have fun. What am I talking about?
But like you could come in during shift period study calls to do the WS. Like we can figure it out. Or whatever. Right. It doesn't matter to
That'll be a
me.
conversation.
But it's a conversation and we make it, okay?
You need her, packet.
That's a good idea, turn it in my packet.
Yep, you're welcome, I know you're so much smarter than me, so.
about that.
I'm proud of that. I would think
I know, it's the first time I've turned something like early.
Yeah, when they were
Feels
like,
weird.
how does single file get at the front?
10:30.
Yeah, that's what we ran.
You had an hour and 29 minutes.
So
Yeah, they did.
Me and Jack almost got squat tackled by that guy.
I have a challenge. I was literally writing an essay.
There was no reason.
Jack was like, oh, this is
It's not,
let's go.
yes, I mean, just fail.
I made it.
Oh.
Trying to get all these.
Wait, where are we supposed to put our
homework?
But that's
Use like a fork.
honestly a good memory. Like I made a good memory. Absolutely.
It's an eraser.
We were just gonna get a eraser cup, why wouldn't you? Just want to disappear with the fork.
I don't have a fork.
Well, then I have a fork. Wait, let's get a knife.
I'm not doing something that just because it's that's still
Fingernail, actually.
And I hear him slam into like 4 trash. I hit the nastiest GTA slide over Dave's car.
And then we ended up in some
It feels yeah, but like,
Alec, you have.
okay,
You and I both have
I don't think about that stuff until it's like due in the next few days.
What is it?
The big homework.
Oh, that. Well, I mean. You get out. It's just not reading it.
When they go over another grade.
Oh.
So we're replacing my fork.
I was tired. Homework 6 is
Well, does not make up for someone.
yeah.
Although actually don't
That-
think it matters.
you might want-
Because
you'll
it's
pro-
already- all those are already getting
Are you gonna end up wanting to use that homework 6 so it didn't
No,
crush
no,
you?
but the problem is all of those are already getting crushed.
Um,
All of the
I just, I know that.
Oh, I got
But, look, you got one, like, you got a homework grade that you can.
I just got that. Oh, so I don't know exactly offhand. I just want to try to find it.
No, I don't, no, you don't need to turn it in now. So once you guys have read the study, and I genuinely, like, if you wanna know what's coming, that's a pretty decent representation of what you're.
Okay.
I don't wanna
Are you allowed to say what questions you recommend campus for?
Having made up the key, I do have, when, I'm gonna use some very specific wording when I go over your homework on Monday. Like,
Good to know.
like, there's one question where I feel like you guys might not know what it's asking you to do.
Is it one, everybody, the one that I took it through one ratio? How was that?
No, there's some wording that, or I might point out, like, there's some wording on one of the questions that, while we've used it, we haven't used it a lot. So I'm gonna kind of talk about, like, broadly some stuff.
Take some notes while you're.
Yeah. All right.
Have a nice weekend.
You too.
my gosh.
Alright, sounds good.
This is the last call for pictures to be taken by any students that wanted a picture retake or have not had your pictures taken. Please head to the auditorium. Thank you. Pardon the interruption. At this time, can all of the staff please meet in front of the school so we can take our group picture? At this time, all staff, please report to the front of the school so we can take our group picture. Thank you.
two math classes? Or
No.
just papers? This is quantitative reading. These two played each other.
I like being able to walk out and see like all faces I know.
Oh, here's. Or are you playing merge tactics?
Of course, I love it. Look, I have a level 3 with
Oh, level 3 what?
Richard.
That's
a
good.
ride. Yeah, it's a Peterson.
Why is this table so good? I hit my head yesterday.
Are you coming to the homecoming incident this semester?
My father-in-law has a lot of property and like he has a lot of equipment to set up.
Yeah.
But he's also in his mid-80s, so to winterize all that stuff. This is pretty much the only weekend we can go there, or out of town this weekend.
We gotta switch to that now?
Play.
I gotta check.
We're going up and helping him close down his yard and all that kind
Wait,
of
like-
stuff, hopefully.
Well, that's,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think it is.
Sorry, So,
Wait, that means so much.
I'm trying to take one.
I don't want you to say that they like the forest more, even though they probably do like the forest more. Okay, 'cause we don't know that. The whole point of this is trying to figure out where are they. Okay. But instead saying, if they are in the forest more,
No, I get that.
and the forest was overrepresented, then the count would be too high. 'Cause remember, the whole goal of this is what, we want an accurate measurement of how many deer there are. So if you're not mentioning how many deer there are, and why it would be, why it's stratified, for example, makes it more likely to get an accurate count. Then we have the rest of it. Does that make sense? Here, you talk about this would be intuitive estimation, right? Here, you're talking about deer.
Yeah, something like that. We probably do that. Yeah. Pretty green. We'll let it go.
Again, taking the first derivative and the second derivative. Okay, so what we have here is we've kind of talked through first derivative and second, the first derivative test to decide if something is a max or a min, okay? And if I'm using the first derivative test, what I have to do is plug in and look for changes in sign in my derivative, okay? So we have to test a lot of values. So if I'm looking at my first derivative here, okay, and I set that equal to 0, I'm going to factor out a 15x squared, and I'd be left with negative x squared plus 1. So if I were to ask you what are my critical values based on that, what would we say? You know what I might do? Do you guys mind if I pull out a negative 15x squared and call this x squared minus 1? I think that's a little bit easier to see.
0 and plus or minus 1.
0 and plus or minus 1. Okay. And so to do my first derivative test, I would have to check here, 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 and here. Okay. We also have a second derivative test. And what the second derivative test does is if I know the value of my, so basically to test your second derivative, or if you use the second derivative test, what you can do is only plug in those 3 numbers. And if the second derivative is positive, okay, that would be concave up. And if something is concave up at a spot, are you with me that the spot that you have is a minimum? Does that make sense? Okay. So instead of testing all these different regions in our first derivative, we can test the exact value, like where those critical values are in our second derivative. Okay. So if the second derivative is positive and I'm concave up, then any critical value I have will be a minimum. And likewise, if my second derivative is negative, any critical value would be a maximum. Because like in order for something to be concave down at a point, it would have to be a maximum to stay concave down, is the basic premise. Okay? So,
Leo Tudis, please report to the main office. Leo Tudis, please report to the main office.
we're testing the values that we're testing in our second derivative. We're testing those values because they are the critical values of the first derivative, from the first derivative. And so if the first derivative is equal to 0 or undefined, right? Everybody catch my drift here? Okay? So what do I know about the value of the second derivative at x equals -1? Is it positive or negative? Positive, meaning f is concave up, meaning that critical value is a minimum or maximum? Minimum. If I plug in 0, what is the value of my second derivative? 0. Question mark for now. Okay. At x equals 1? Negative, concave down. X equals 1 is a maximum. And then to test x equals 0, what we need to do is now we have to do the first derivative test because it's inconclusive. Second derivative test is only conclusive if I get a positive or a negative. So if I plug in -1/2, this value overall will be negative. This value will be positive. Positive. If I plug in positive 1/2, this value is negative. This value is negative.
In
Positive.
a case where you would have to do the first derivative test anyway, why would you do the second derivative?
Because you wouldn't know until you do it.
Right, so why wouldn't you just do the first?
Um,
So you might have to do it.
so
And it's a difference of like one value.
right. So the answer is, I would argue that they're both equally easy to do. It depends. Well, like if it's a polynomial, that second derivative is pretty easy to plug into, right? Or like as what's going to happen in the next question, you don't have the first derivative, right? You only know stuff about this second derivative. But yeah, like either is fine. So it's just a matter of what information do you know. But like, for instance, on this next one, I give you the second derivative, and I give you the values of the first derivative. And the question is, are these maxes or mins, right? So, and on the test, I don't specify whether or not to use the first derivative test or the second derivative test, but this would be an example where you have to use the second derivative test. Okay? So again, these are values where g prime of x is equal to 0. So we know we have horizontal tangents at x equals -4, +1, and +5. So the question is, are those, at those horizontal tangents, do we have maxes or mins? Yeah. So we find the value of the second derivative at that point. So as I plug in my -4, I've got x minus 4 would be negative, because -4 minus -4 is, or -4 minus 4 is negative. -4 plus 2 is negative. -4 minus 2 is negative. So the overall value of my second derivative is negative, meaning
Maximum.
concave down. So that's a maximum. And then if I plug in 1 minus 4 is negative, 1 plus 2 is positive, 1 minus 2 is negative, overall positive, concave up. So x equals 1. So I might add x equals -4 at x equals 1. So the value of my second derivative at x equals 5. I can spell positive. Result of that is that my function is concave up. If my function is concave up, the only horizontal tangent line I would have is min. So there's two components of this, right? It has to be that the first derivative equals 0, and then you can use the sign of that second derivative to help you decide, is it a max or a min? All right. Lastly, so what we have here is a graph of the second derivative. So if I want to know the open intervals on which the original function is concave down, what do we know about the second derivative when the function is concave down? It's negative. So where is my second derivative negative? Only in between 1 and 2. We know it's concave down there because my second derivative is less than 0. What happens at a point of inflection? The second derivative changes sign. In other words, goes from positive to negative or from negative to positive. Where does that happen? At x equals 1 and x equals 2. Okay, so you rest of the time to work on your homework, right? Your quiz will start the day on Wednesday with the quiz, and then when you guys are all done with the quiz, we'll start the notes on curve sketching. The more notes we get through on Wednesday, the less video notes you guys have to do when I'm out on Thursday. Okay?